You'll be writing the credit and debit side of the current account gives a net value of debit and credit balance. Okay. Then you will write if there is a credit balance in the current account, it means that you will just write this. If there is a credit balance on current account, this shows surplus of current account. Okay. And then if there is a debit balance in the current account, this shows deficit of the current account. Clear? So you will quickly write it down. But you will write balance of current account. Okay. And then you will write this first point. Then this, if credit is this, and then this, if debit balance is there, then it shows deficit current account. Today we have to finish this chapter, so be very, very quick. Okay. Okay. So let's just start with the next topic, which is capital account. Okay. So what is capital account? It refers to the account which records all those transactions between the normal resident and the rest of the world, which affect the assets and liabilities of normal resident. Okay. However, it does not have a direct impact on the income and output level of the economy. Right. So they are the capital account, which are the transition between the normal resident and the rest of the world. Remember one thing, one mark important question is there. Sometimes they ask you, dash account directly impact income and output level of an economy. Over there, capital or current is done. So you don't have to write capital because it does not impact directly on the income and output level of the economy. After that, components of capital account, borrowing. So what are borrowing? It includes transaction related to borrowing and lending to and fro. So when you are borrowing it to someone or you are giving it to someone out like our, you can say, abroad or maybe rest of the world you are giving. So see, if you are receiving the receipt of loans and repayment of loan by a foreigners recorded on the positive side, and lending to abroad and the repayment of abroad by a private sector is recorded on the negative side. Okay, you have to remember what is recorded on the right side and what is recorded on the credit and debit side. Now next is investment. So it includes investment done by foreign or the private sector. Investment in India are recorded on the credit side. Investment by the resident in foreign companies are recorded on the negative. So when someone will be investing in India, that is in positive side, and if you will invest in other country, then it will be the negative side. Okay. Then investment can be of two types. One is FDI, one is FFI. FDI is foreign direct investment. That means it refers to the purchase of asset by giving the whole control. So for example, I purchased this property, this piece of land. So that over there, I have the full control. Right, that whatever, if I want to make a swimming pool over there, I can. If I want to grow crops, I can. If I want to make a building, I can. Right, but foreign institutional investment are basically, they don't give you the entire control or the purchase, like the full control they don't give. For example, I purchase the share in your country. So shares over there, it is from your country. It depends on the market and the government whether they increase the price of the share or they decrease the interest rate of the share, like this. So I don't have the full control over there. So this is the difference into investment. Now, third is change in foreign exchange reserve. So the foreign exchange reserve are the financial assets of the foreign exchange reserve are basically the good asset, a good thing for the government. Withdrawal of the reserve are recorded on the credit side. So if someone is withdrawing it, that is known as on the credit side. And if you asset addition of reserves are recorded in the negative side. Clear? So you will quickly write it down.
Done, ma'am.
Mayim, you are also done?
Done, ma'am. Done, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Okay, so now let's just move to the next one, which is balance of capital account. Okay, so what you will write the transition which leads to inflow of foreign exchange rate are recorded on the credit side. The transition which leads to outflow of the foreign exchange are recorded on the negative side. Right? The credit side is more than the debit side. Okay, you will write this only. If the credit side is more than the debit side, it is known as surplus in capital account. If the debit side is more, it's known as deficit. A deficit in the current account is settled by surplus of the. So if you have deficit, so at that time, what you will do, you will create surplus, so that will be a balance. Clear? So you will write from here. If the capital side is more than the debit side, it is this and this.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's just move to the next part, which is basically the difference between the capital and the current. So, what are the, you will write, make it like this only, differences between current and the capital. Okay. Impact on economy, bring change in current level of the national income. Okay, and bring change in the capital stock of the country. So when there is a capital increment or something, so it will bring change to the current national income, and it will bring to the capital stock concept. It is a flow concept, it is a stock concept. Then component examples are visible trade, invisible trade, unilateral transfer, borrowing, investment, and foreign exchange reserve are the components of capital account. Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now, next one is differentiate between accommodating and autonomous items. Okay. So, autonomous items basically their motive is to profit maximization. Over here, they undertake surplus or deficit. So, because of accommodating items, what is happening? Either you will face surplus BOP or you will face deficit BOP. And now, what are the effect of autonomous items on BOP? So it takes take place on both current and capital. So effect on BOP means autonomous items are included in current as well as the capital account, but accommodating items they are only included in capital account. Next, another name, they are known as above the line items and they are known as below the line items. Dependence, they are independent of state of BOP. Doesn't matter whether BOP is surplus or deficit, they are independent of it, but dependent on state of BOP, how BOP look like. Accordingly, these are made, right? So this is the difference between accommodating and autonomous items.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the next one, which is basically the disequilibrium in BOP. Okay, very, very important. See, disequilibrium in BOP is basically the state either the deficit of BOP or surplus of BOP will be there. Right. So you will write disequilibrium in BOP and then you will write first surplus. Surplus means when the payment of the countries are less than the receipt, the BOP is called, this is called surplus BOP. In other words, when inflow of foreign exchange is more than the outflow, then it is BOP surplus. It is also known as favorable. Deficit when the payment of the country are more than its receipt, the BOP is said to be deficit BOP. In other words, when outflow of foreign exchange is more than the inflow, the BOP is deficit unfavorable. Okay, quickly write it down.
Done, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the very important last topic, which are basically the causes of disequilibrium in BOP. Okay, there are several factors which cause disequilibrium in BOP, indicating either surplus or the deficit. Such causes of disequilibrium in India are listed below. First is economic factor. So what are the economic factor? Basically, why you are causing disequilibrium, right? Causes of disequilibrium in India. Then after that, we will write this, how we will correct the disequilibrium. Okay. So first of all, it is like, what are the causes? Economic factor, like there is an imbalance between export and import, right? It is the main cause. Second is large scale development expenditure, which cause large import. High domestic prices, which leads to import. So over here, what is happening? Oh, in India, you are like, for example, you have to purchase a refrigerator. So in India, it is for 100 rupees, but outside the country, it is for 50 rupees. So of course, you will import more. So again, import will be more, but export will be less, right? So again, disequilibrium will be there. Then cyclic fluctuation, like every time there is a recession or a depreciation, right? Depreciation of a country, appreciation and all that. So because of that also, this balance come. New sources of supply and new substitutes. So what is happening basically, like for example, you are purchasing refrigerator from Indian, like India, you have the old model only, but now in other countries there is a new technology in the same price. So of course you will go for there, right? So again, it will cause the disequilibrium. Political factor, experience show that the political instability and disturbance cause large state outflow and hinder inflow of the foreign capital. So basically what happens when there is a disturbance at your place, at your country, so over there what you will do, you will export everything, right? Outflow will be there, but no, you will not purchase because you don't have money right now. You will sell everything because you want money. So that also leads to disequilibrium. Social factor, first of all, change in fashions taste. So whatever is trending in your country, you don't like it, so you'll purchase it from somebody else. High population in there. So earlier you have 10 fridge for 10 people. Now you have 100 people, but only 10 fridges, right? So again, it's a problem. It will cause disequilibrium. People will start, you don't have enough in your country, so you will purchase it from somebody else. Okay. Countries for import and decrease in their capacity to export. Now coming to next thing, which is how to you will correct the disequilibrium in BOP. So sustained or prolonged deficit has to be settled by a short term or a long term, or implications or depletions of official reserve of foreign exchange and gold. Following other measures. Okay. First of all, export promotion. Okay, export should be encouraged by granting various bounties to manufacture and exporter. At the same time, import should be discouraged by undertaking import substitution and imposing reasonable tariffs. Right. So export promotions are basically, it increase different types of manufacturing and everything. So what you can do, you can control the disequilibrium through this. Now, devaluation of domestic currency. Devaluation means, for example, for $1 you have to pay 50 rupees, but now for $1 you have to pay 20 rupees. So everyone will purchase it from you. So in return, you will get foreign exchange. So it means a fall of exchange of domestic currency in terms of unit of foreign exchange, which makes domestic good cheaper. So devaluation is done by the government in order when a country has adopted a foreign exchange rate system. Care should be taken of devaluation should not cause rise in internal price level, right? So what you will do, devaluation of your currency. Because of this, now your currency is cheaper, so everybody will purchase it, right? So because of this, you will get foreign exchange reserve. But remember one thing, because of devaluation in your country, inflation should not come. Inflation means price level should not go up, right? Third is what you can do, exchange control. So government should control foreign exchange by ordering all export to surrender their foreign exchange to the central bank, and then ration about how the license importer. So you have the exchange control, like if you are exporting somewhere or you are importing, so you should have the control whether you are doing it in a good way or not. Then depreciation, like devaluation, depreciation leads to foreign external purchasing power of the home currency, right? So depreciation is basically you are somewhere same like the devaluation, right? So now because of this, what will happen, anything which is cheaper, it attracts everyone, right? So because of this, what will happen, you will get more and more foreign reserves, and again the problem of disequilibrium will be sorted out. Now reducing inflation. So inflation, basically inflation means raising in price. So when you will reduce it, it will happen discourage export and encourage import, right? Therefore government should check inflation and lower the prices of the country, right? Next, import restrictions and import substitution are other measures to correcting disequilibrium. So for example, over here what you are doing, in your country you purchase 10 refrigerator and the export is only 2. So at that time what you will do, you will put import substitution, right? Okay, so basically what you will do, you will import restriction will be there that nobody will import. So at that time, if you have to export, right? So if you have 10 imports already, they are really high. So you will control it, right? But for example, if your exports are too high, but imports are zero, at that time you will put the restrictions on other, right? So these are the things how you can control the things. Okay. So you will quickly write down this, then the other one you will take the screenshot. That will be your homework. Okay. You can write economic factors. You have 10 minutes. And after that, you can take screenshot. Okay, guys? Okay, Adil?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, students, done. So now you can take the screenshot for others. Okay. Wait. Let me know once you are done. Done?
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now these measures. First take the screenshot for 2 and then I'll show the third one. Wait.